We're from Mount Maria. We're feeling very ill-prepared for today, and we're feeling a little bit out of our comfort zone, a whole lot out of our comfort zone, and we feel a bit outnumbered because we're the only high school here. And we were saying that primary school teachers are very good at creative thinking, and high school teachers, we are really bad at creative thinking, and I think our PowerPoint's going to reflect that. So apologies in advance. I did Year 12 Business.
Let's go on the next one.
As on the next one, right, okay. So I did Year 12 Business, and we were looking at record management, the most exciting topic you could ever do in Year 12 Business. So that was just some of the stimulus I gave them to get them thinking about records in general.
Okay, so I had a Year 11 IT class doing artificial intelligence. I told them a love story set in the future about two people falling in love, and eventually it turns out that one of them is actually a humanoid robot, and so we discussed the implications of that and how they would feel and whether that would ever be possible, that type of thing.
I did news reporting and media, and basically just to start I just gave my kids some stimulus. I gave them some pictures like that. I gave them a few articles. We looked at some YouTube links, and I gave them some news links as well to news sites just to get them thinking. We started to come up with some questions like, what do news reporters do? Where in the world do they work? Just the whole issue of writing news articles. Online news like blogs and social networking, TV news, bulletins, feature articles, etc.
Okay, I had a Year 9 SOS class and our unit was World War One, and this was the stimulus I gave them. The question was, what would it be like now if World War One had never happened? So we had a brainstorming session around this, the different types of technology, the borders changing, what would that mean to us now? There was also medicine, all kinds of different things.
Oh, these are our epic questions. Is there a way to store and protect data forever?
Mine was, how would the world be different if there were no news reporters?
And I had, what would it take to create a humanoid robot that is indistinguishable from a human being?
And like I said, mine was, what if World War One had never happened?
And we just read our stuff off the PowerPoint, which you should never do. Okay. We were looking at it from a business perspective. We did look at it from personal, but obviously the topic is business related. They're not going to be asked about their personal records in the test. I've mentioned assessment already, but we had to look at it from a work point of view.
My class looked at it trying to solve the issue for the Australian Press Council or the Australian Interactive Media Industry Association.
So techniques I used, brainstorming tree, individual research processes. We used a lot of Frankenheim's techniques like tennis tournament. We used the brainstorming of yes and Bloom's taxonomy, making a table and having questions that pitched at the knowledge, understanding, application, etc. to get up to the synthesis, even though that's the wrong process because we should have started with synthesis.
Okay, we use the 100 ideas concept that we did here. Also, we use sticky notes, except instead of having paper ones, we used virtual sticky notes on Wallwisher. And then we got the students to categorise those ideas into different groups and then do group research based on those categories.
My class, basically, I just gave them a research booklet, like based around inquiry learning. They had to find out like keywords, definitions, concepts. They had to compile a bibliography and a reference list while they did the research on the EPIC question. They had to devise at the beginning 5 key sub-questions, which I had to review and sign off, and I was just acting as like a facilitator. They had to come up with their own hypothesis, which they had to revise throughout the process to answer the question, and then they had to do critical reflections on research notes as well.
Okay, for me, I actually came into the semester 2 weeks in, so they'd already had 2 weeks of learning about World War One. So they had some knowledge. We covered a little bit more just so that they would have more knowledge for when we had the brainstorming. We went into the brainstorming and then we tried to categorise the ideas into whether they were weapons, technology, medical advancements, if they were societal changes. Sorry?
So the hardest elements or issues that we found. Look, we thought there were some topics unsuitable for design thinking, so we had to think clearly what's coming up in the next 6 months. Even though we're secondary school teachers, we still feel the QSA have got these work program restrictions on us. I just filled in our SAIs and our R6 for our Year 12s, and being an inexperienced design thinker presenter, I thought, gee, I'm taking a big risk when this is their major. I think that one's more important, but major, it's going to be their major result there. And I can't remember what else was on that slide. What are we doing differently next time? Unsure at this stage.
That's fine, because that's what it is about.
Okay.
Okay, then. Wonderful. Give them a round of applause.